Not even looking at notes. I'll keep this short, but an unbelievable honorary man who gave to this community and youth for over 40 years coaching softball at various youth levels and at St. Mary's High School. He was Pacific grad. He was very proud of his family. His daughter will speak on his behalf tonight. I think I started at Pacific in 1992, but I started coaching in 1988. And I even remember back then when I was at UNLV, he came up and introduced himself, told me about kids. He knew Ted had a passion for youth and sport. I think the most important thing that has gone away in today's world after having coached almost 40 years at Division I, especially at the youth level, is Ted, if he didn't have the most competitive team, it did not matter. He taught to teach, and he created great kids, and they had fun, and they had structure, and it wasn't all about winning. It was about the game, it was about the passion, and it was about the enjoyment. And I don't know, he passed away, I believe he was 91, but he would still come to our games at Pacific. I'd love this man, I'd get a $50 check every year for the program from him. But it's just, he's the kind of person that exemplified what I feel our youth today should have in their bucket as they grow up with what they deal with today. And it was an amazing thing to watch how well he was with the kids and how long he committed, and it was not about winning and losing. So in honor of Ted Uneda, Jayne, who's going to speak, okay, and
Hi, my name is Elane. I am Ted's youngest daughter. Ted's youngest granddaughter wrote this, but she was unable to be here. She asked me to read it for her. And I apologize, I am not a speaker. I teach first grade, so if you guys were a bunch of first graders, it'd be great, but you're not. So, here it goes. It says, good evening, everyone. My name is Madison, and I'm Ted's youngest granddaughter. I want to start off by thanking everybody for being here tonight to honor and celebrate my Paul, who most of you know him as Ted. I know he would have loved seeing all of you. I would also like to congratulate all the other inductees. I also want to say that I apologize for not being here tonight. I live in Arizona and life got in the way. But thank you to my aunties for making this speech in my place. Dear Paul, well, the day finally came. You have been inducted into the Stockton Hall of Fame. Congratulations. Something I'm sure you would have brushed off as no big deal, but it is absolutely well deserved. My only issue with tonight is that I wish you were here to speak and to speak for yourself, because God knows we'd all love to hear your voice one more time. However, you and Bubba, that's my mom, surely have the best seats in the house. I'm glad they recognize you for your coaching skills and not your driving skills to the games. We all know how you would somehow end up lost, no matter whose directions you followed or where we placed you in the caravan. You've coached so many over the years and played even before that. You always used to talk about stories about growing up playing baseball in Hilo. And last year I was able to follow in your footsteps and play slow pitch softball in Waikiki. I am sure that looking out into the audience tonight, I would have seen all the familiar faces of those you coached with, and even just met the ball fields. Along with my sisters, my mom and dad, aunts, uncles, I too was one of the lucky ones to be coached by you. I know I didn't always appreciate it back then, but thank you for always dragging me out to the park to hit, pitch, and take grounders. You made me a pretty decent ball player, even to this day. And while I never said it to your face, I am completely honored to be called your granddaughter. Congratulations once again, Paul. We miss you and love you. With the warmest Elane on Madison Avenue.
Hi, I'm Jayne. I am Ted's second daughter. I'm going to make this really quick and short. My dad was involved in athletics for over 70 years in Hawaii and Stockton as a player, manager, and coach. In 1962, he organized the Stockton Asahi baseball team, and after that ended, the Asahi Golf Club and the Asahi men's A and B fast pitch softball team. He coached our brother Theo through Little League Babe Ruth and was the coach of Canal Babe Ruth Baseball All-Stars. He was the coach for our older sister Mary Ann's Bobby Sox team, and then after a year, he did something extraordinary. He left Bobby Sox, and because he felt that Bobby Sox was not far along enough in the ASA rules. So he and a handful of friends decided they wanted their kids to play under ASA rules, and that's how Port City Softball League started. My dad coached my sister Mary Ann and me through Port City Softball, Edison High, Delta College, and then recreational softball, Right-Way Construction, Jeans Union 76, and Buck Miller last year. But he wasn't done. My dad was hired by John Gessler as the St. Mary's varsity softball coach, along with Elane Burke as his assistant coach, and they were there for 13 years. During this time, he started the St. Mary's Softball Classic, and I believe this year, 2025, marks the 43rd year of the tournament. After that, he still wasn't done. He decided he wanted to coach his granddaughters, Courtney, Taylor, and Madison Davis, and he did. You would think after 63 years of age, my dad would have hung up his cleats, but he didn't. My dad coached and managed several Stockton co-ed softball teams, including Calvary Presbyterian Church, Departure Restaurant and Catering, Homery Farms, and personal financial coaches. My dad was not only a great athlete and a great coach, but he was an extraordinary individual. Kids don't normally say things like this, especially to their parents, but I'm glad I did. I would like to congratulate all the inductees that are being honored here tonight. I would like to thank our friends who graciously came out to celebrate my dad's induction tonight. I would like to thank the Hall of Fame nominating committee for inducting our father into the Stockton Athletic Hall of Fame. But last but certainly not least, my family and I would like to sincerely thank Mrs. Lois Sahune and for her tireless efforts in getting my dad nominated for this honor. My dad had two famous sayings that I remember most, and some of you may remember it well. The first is, put some spit on it, which means tough it out, recover from your mistakes, and grow from them. The second thing he said was, your body may die, but your name will live on. And I'm so glad that his name will live on in the Stockton Athletic Hall of Fame, thanks to all of you.